So, okay, so Vince was banging this like 40-year-old paralegal that he met in his fucking condominium, right? So he hires her. She doesn't even have like the credentials to be a paralegal, you know. So then he gets tired of her, gives her a position to be Johnny Ace's assistant, and apparently Johnny's having fucking sexual relations with her at the same time that his wife, who's the Bella twins' mother, is going through brain cancer. Fucking yeah.
While he's married to the Bella's mom.
Yes.
Oh.
And dude, I could tell you, I'll tell you off camera.
Sure.
Let's just say it'd be very awkward to be sitting at that table. The things I know about that family, especially Big Johnny.
Oh my God.
And I heard it from a very reliable source. I'm not naming names, but damn. Anyway.
I mean, just a detestable human being. Absolutely detestable human being.
Yeah. But here's the fucked up part. People are going to think, oh, well, they're bitter. Dude, listen, if you people understood the fucking low-life pieces of dog shit that work there, and those are the ones that you have to kiss ass to and try to be like, because, you know, you got to fucking get along with the higher-ups, and what do higher-ups, they want people to be just like them. I cannot be like that. I wasn't raised like that. I don't want to become
That's why I was aloof and disinterested. Yeah, fuck you.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was a fucking not very sociable. No, I didn't want to socialize with you pieces of shit.
Boy.
All right, that's Rene Dupree and Paul London. So you heard it right there. They said that Vince and John Laurinaitis messed around with a 4-year-old paralegal. Said too that while he's married to, you know, Kathy Colas, the mother of the Bella twins, but this is just getting crazy and crazy. It's getting real bad. But John Laurinaitis, like I said, I know that, like I said, he was involved back in 2022. He was fired during the Hush scandal, and there were a lot of people, as you see right now, that did not like John Laurinaitis, and he treated people unfairly, for what I've heard. It said too that he wasn't the best executive, that he pushed his weight around. He did whatever he could to get over. Very, very power manipulative, and he knew he could do that because Vince McMahon always backed him up. He always knew that, because he was originally hired by Jim Ross as a road agent in 2001, because John Laurinaitis, I believe, came from the WCW as executive, following the whole, you know, WWE buying out WCW back in 2001. Then John Laurinaitis, he later on was a senior and later executive vice president of talent relations from 2004 to 2012. In 2012, he became a road agent again, you know, and I think pretty much all the way until his release in 2022. And he just had a bad reputation. I know he replaced Jim Ross as the head of talent in 2004. And I know Jim Ross feels some type of way about John Laurinaitis because he hired him and he took his job. And, you know, pretty much, you know, people liked, for what I've heard, they liked Jim Ross better as executive vice president of relations way over John Laurinaitis. They liked him way better. It's just John did not treat people the right way, and it's just I could barely hear any positive things about John. It's all negative, and that's just not a good look on him. You know, depending on, you know, of course, what's going on now, and now John Laurinaitis is putting this whole that he's a victim and saying that he, you know, that he was basically forced to. Seems like he's about his claim by his lawyer that he was forced to do things he didn't want to do. But is he really a victim in a situation, or is he a volunteer? Did he sign up to do this? Did he enjoy it, or he was just basically coerced by Vince McMahon to do what he got to do? Because Vince McMahon is his boss. But Johnny, he sounds like egotistical, manipulative man that will do whatever he can to get what he wants. And that's just not a good look for him. Like I said, I hope his lawyer is very good, Mr. Edward Brenman, into clearing his name, because if Vince is going down, I can see Johnny going down too. But it seems like Johnny Laurinaitis may have some information on Vince. It seems like he's ready to give Vince up, because now his name's involved. And it's really the first time you heard Johnny Laurinaitis speak since the whole 2022 Hush scandal. So I know the Bellator's made a statement saying that, you know, they're not involved in any way, shape, or form regarding this issue. That, you know, they were just shocked by the whole thing. See, when he went down, it makes not just himself bad, but, you know, the Bella twins, their mother, and everything. They did make a statement about it, but I don't know. I'm wondering how his wife feels about this and what's going on. Because who knows? She may try to divorce him. She may try to separate from him. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? We don't know what's going on. But I know it's not a good thing. And the question is, do you believe John Laurinaitis? Do you believe this stuff? What's going on with him? Is John Laurinaitis doing anything like he's back into a corner to clear his name? Or he really does have some ocular proof of what's going on? Because it's not a good, like I said, not a good look. He's gonna have to do a whole lot to clear his name, and he better back it up very, very good. So that's all I gotta say. The whole thing, he has to back it up with what's going on. But John Laurinaitis, I mean, his name is tied to everything on here. It's just tied to everything. That's the only thing I don't like about this whole situation. How can he be cleared? How can he clear his name off all of this? And he's like, besides Vince, like the top culprit behind this. That's the thing about that situation. So I don't know. It's just very, very sketchy with John Laurinaitis. Very sketchy with him. Because like I said, his reputation is already bad. It's went from bad to worse. That's the way I see it. But who knows? I know that this is far from over, and there's going to be a lot more information that will be spilled despite of what's going on. Like I said, we'll have to see what happens, but I do know also that with this issue, that like I said, Bella Twins, they made a statement about it, you know, and they were just they were just shocked, very shocked at what's going on, and know that they don't represent that kind of behavior. So let's see what they have to say about this. Let's see. It says that they're shocked and disheartened by WWE's assault and the trafficking claims. This is something we don't stand for or condone from anyone, no matter who they are. They said this on Instagram. Said they are shocked and disheartened with the recent allegation against the members of WWE. Says it's been a lot to process since we found out this past week, just as all you did. Let's see what else they have to say. Said we want all women to feel safe and supported in the workplace and in their everyday lives. So that's what they have to say about that. But John Laurinaitis, there's more people that has something to say about Mr. Laurinaitis. It's not just that, but let's see what else is going on. I believe that Teddy Long, you know, the former SmackDown general manager, who started off as a referee, many of those don't know, he has something to say about Mr. Laurinaitis as well. Let's see what Mr. Teddy Long has to say.
Johnny stem from then? Because I suspect you knew him from WCW times.
Right, I was shocked to know how he felt about me, because he'd always come up grinning and laughing and, hey Teddy, good to see you. Glad you could come back, you know, make it back here and all that, and you know, and just to find out, you know, that what he done to me for no reason, just because I say I done my job. If I hadn't done my job, I wouldn't have been there. So you can't say it's that. But he tried to get people to take my place. He brought in this girl, I forget her name now. She came in, Tiffany. I think she came in and was my assistant in ECW.
Mhm.
And that girl came to me and told me, she says, Laurinaitis brought me in to take your job, Teddy, because me and her got cool, and I tried to help her with her promos and stuff. I was nice to her, and so she came and told me that. She said, he brought me in here to take your job. He brought Christopher Nowinski. He was another one, Palmer. What's the Palmer Cannon guy?
Yeah.
When he came, he brought him in to take my job. But nobody, there's only one Teddy Long. It's just
WWE talent relations head, Jim Ross or Johnny Ace?
I'd rather work under Jim Ross, instead of working under Laurinaitis. Laurinaitis, like I said, man, I cannot believe this man. Man, he's one of the worst people on this planet. Him and
So Teddy Long, this is that's what he has to say about John Laurinaitis. He said compared to Jim Ross, who used to be the talent relations head before Johnny, say he'd rather work under Jim, and that he didn't like being under John Laurinaitis. That John Laurinaitis was trying to get Teddy Long out of there by replacing him with Tiffany, who was the on-screen general manager of ECW when Teddy Long was over at ECW. For those who don't know, her name was Taryn Terrell. That was her name. And also, not only that, she's also the ex-wife of Drew McIntyre. So that was her name too. Taryn Terrell, ex-wife of Drew McIntyre, but she said that she told Teddy that that John Laurinaitis was trying to replace him with her, not just on screen but off screen as well. But this is getting bad. Like I said, he does not have a good reputation. John Laurinaitis does not have a good reputation, and his name's getting worse and worse. I really hope he clears his name, because if he don't, he will go down the same rabbit hole or similar rabbit hole as Vince McMahon, because his name's been tied this whole time. But like I said, now one more response to this whole thing. One more response, and it's coming from Mr. Jim Ross, who was the head of talent relations before John Laurinaitis, and also the guy that initially hired John Laurinaitis, as I stated earlier. Now he has some stuff about John Laurinaitis too, and it's, like I said, like everybody else, nothing good. But I know he worked very close with John, because he hired him and he took his position. So let's see what Mr. Jim Ross got to say. Good old JR. Good old JR. Let's see.
Laurinaitis. And that's sad to say. That's how it worked. And I hired him. I gave him a job when he needed it. And then I got, I don't think he treated me quite right. Again, he was wanting to show Vince he's a better manager than JR and all these things. And so now his ass is without a job, and he deserves the goddamn misery that he's living, that I perceive that he's living. And I didn't like how he treated me. So this is not about me. This is about the developmental program. But I started losing a lot of confidence in him. Johnny just wanted to be sure he was seen with Vince. He's a good-looking kid, all that stuff. And he hadn't had Bell's palsy like I had. He had a leg up on his look. Vince likes looks, which is always astonishing to me. How the hell that I was on the air that long, 26 years, with a less than advantageous look. And it's one of the reasons I say is because none of you bastards are going to outwork me.
Right.
I'm going to be the best at what I do in the business. That was always my goal. It's still my goal every week. But it's just the competitiveness in me. But yeah, Ty Bailey seemed like a decent guy. He was benign. He'd been neutered and spoon-fed what to say and how to look and all those things. So I'll say this: Laurinaitis played the game, played it well, and but I didn't appreciate. I don't think he treated the talent as fairly. He had agendas, and I'm not saying I didn't ever have an agenda. I'd be lying. But I didn't have as many as he did, in my opinion. So it was just, again, politics, man. Politics.
Help me understand when you say he had agendas. What does that mean?
Well, he had an agenda that he's going to placate Vince.
Yeah.
I wanted to placate Vince too. So I'm not saying I was different. I just handled it differently.
Right.
I made decisions without Vince's. I didn't have to get in a situation where I'm going to have to okay everything, get everything okayed through the old man. He trusted me. I don't know that Vince ever really truly trusted Laurinaitis. We've kind of seen how that relationship has worked out and evolved. I don't want to be in that position. I went on trusting Laurinaitis.
Okay. Now that's Jim Ross speaking on John Laurinaitis as well. Like I said, just not a good look on him right now. John Laurinaitis, he's done so many people wrong, and then you heard Jim Ross. It got so bad he said he deserves everything he received, and he's talking about his release back in 2022. Now some could say that maybe Jim Ross feels kind of salty because he took his job as the head of talent relations back in 2004. I don't think that's the case. I think he was just upset of how John treated people, including himself, and it just was not good at all. It's just everything coming full circle. I did not know that at the time what Renee Dupree was saying, that his wife had brain cancer at the time he was messing around with a 40-year-old paralegal.